Welcome everyone to the PGCC Scholarship Showcase, an informative information session for potential and new students at Prince George's Community College. My name is Kiera Gardner, and on the screen with me are my colleagues Matt Kuzo and Kim Johnson from the Special Scholarships Program Office at PGCC. Also, we have some special guests on the screen, PGCC alumni Danielle Hernandez and Jason Whiting. Say hi, everyone. So today we are talking about money that's available to you if you decide to attend PGCC. And that's why we're here. We're going to share some great information about scholarship opportunities, enrollment at the college. We're going to hear from a representative from the advising office and the student financial aid office. So stay tuned. Now, at the end of the event, we do have a special opportunity for you all to win a $50 gift card, but you must wait until the end to get more information about that. But until then, let's get this party started.
All right. Well, we are so excited to have everybody joining virtually, of course. Feel free to use this time, no matter if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, and put in the chat where you're joining us from today. That might be a high school, that might be a city, that may even be out of this county or out of the state. But we would love to hear from where all of our audience is coming from today. While we're doing that, let's introduce both Danielle and Jason. So Danielle and Jason, we want to hear from you. Feel free to introduce your name, what high school you went to, the scholarship you received while at PGCC, and what you've been doing since you graduated. Danielle, how about you start?
Well, hi everyone. So my name is Danielle Hernandez, and I went to Parkdale High School. So hey, Black Panthers. The scholarships that I received at Prince George's Community College include the Prince George's Community College Promise Scholarship, as well as the Southern Management Leadership Program scholarship. And I also received additional state and federal scholarships from financial aid. And I've been at the University of Maryland, College Park, pursuing my bachelor's degree in criminology and criminal justice since I've graduated. I should be graduating this year, so fingers crossed.
Awesome. We're excited for you, Danielle. You're also joined by a current Parkdale student in the chat, so we're excited to rep Parkdale. Jason, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. My name is Jason Whiting. I attended the Western School of Technology and Environmental Science in Baltimore County. While at Prince George's Community College, I was a recipient of the AOBA Scholarship, the Apartment and Office Building Association Scholarship. And since graduating, I've gone on to attend the University of Baltimore, and I'm currently majoring in business administration.
All right, we got two great alum from two different PGCC experiences and two different paths forward. We're also being joined from folks from Brandywine, from Eleanor Roosevelt High School, from Thomas Stone High School, from Laurel, a whole of folks in the chat with us, even calling from Annapolis, Prince George's County, Maryland, and I think I also see some people from out of the country as well. So you're seeing already in the chat and in the comments a number of folks calling in from all over the place, and we are so excited to be with you. We are so excited not only to have Danielle and Jason with us, but a whole bunch of other presenters. Kim is going to come back on the screen and take it away and introduce a little bit about the event.
Thank you, Matt, Danielle, and Jason. We appreciate everyone joining us. Today, you will learn about how to become a student at Prince George's Community College, the importance of completing key financial aid information, and hear details about some of the amazing scholarship opportunities that we offer. Make sure you take notes and soak in all this great information that our presenters have for you this evening. But first, let's hear from a few of our previous scholarship recipients at Prince George's Community College. In this short video clip, you will learn firsthand the benefits of attending and receiving a scholarship at the college.
Each year, hundreds of students receive scholarships here at Prince George's Community College. They can range from book scholarships to full tuition scholarships.
I I chose to enroll at Prince George's Community College because Prince George's Community College is one of the best colleges in the state of Maryland, and anybody can get this scholarship. I just came from Nigeria for barely a couple of months, and then I applied for this scholarship, and then I got it.
Being a Promise Scholar pretty much means that this is the beginning of everyone trying to get free community college, and it's an honor being one of the first students to actually have it.
It's such a competitive scholarship that when I did receive my acceptance letter, I was extremely ecstatic. Having that relief and not having to worry about how I'm going to pay for college.
It was just a real burden lifted off of my shoulders and my family's shoulders, being able to come here and receive a free education.
All right, I hope you enjoyed hearing from some of our alumni. Our first presenter today is Ms. Shannon Turner, who's going to talk to you about programs Prince George's Community College has to offer and walk you through the steps of applying to the college.
Thank you, Kiera, and this special scholarship team for inviting us to join you all today. It's a pleasure being here this evening. I'm the coordinator of recruitment and college matriculation in the Office of Recruitment and Admissions, and this evening we'll be talking about enrollment steps, types of programs offered at PGCC, and the cost for attending. Feel free to post your questions in the chat. Let's jump right in and see these steps for enrolling as a first-time college student. So, step 1, every new student will complete an admissions application. The $25 application fee is currently being waived. Upon applying, you will receive an email with instructions on completing step 2, which is to set up your OutLink student account. This account will be important as a PGCC student. And step 3, you will complete the new student orientation by logging in with similar credentials as your OutLink account. And your 4th step is to apply for financial aid. Please try to secure as much money as possible to help you afford your education. Step 5, take the placement test or submit documents to help you verify your ability to lay the test. And step 6, you will schedule an appointment with your academic advisor to discuss your program of study and courses you will need to take. The appointment will be scheduled through your Navigate account. You will again log in with your credentials based on your OutLink account. See how important your OutLink account is? We're almost done. And step 7, you will register for your courses recommended by your academic advisor, either through your OutLink or your student self-serve account. And finally, in step 8, you will ensure your tuition and fee charges are covered by one of the payment options available. Now that's it for the enrollment steps. Advance to the next slide, please. Now we're going to talk about completing new student orientation and submitting important documents. To complete the new student orientation, you will need to activate your OutLink account. You will be logging in with your PGCC email and OutLink password to watch a series of short orientation videos and complete section quizzes. This will only take about 30 minutes. Once you complete it, you'll get an NSO verification within 24 hours. You also want to submit your admissions document as soon as possible. These include your final high school transcript, if you're a transfer student, your college transcript, any tuition waivers, your FAFSA or your MISFA application, and any disability support service document. Please advance to the next slide, please. Now let's take a look at brief programs at PGCC. The term Pathways describes an initiative launched to enhance students' academic experience and to help more efficiently achieve success by providing a clear path to achieving their academic and career goals. Listed here are 10 pathways currently offered at PGCC. Each pathway has various credit and non-credit programs the studies offer. Many certification and licensure programs like real estate, nursing assistant, information technology, accounting, or CDL courses. Some programs can be completed in days, weeks, months, and some of our certification exams can be completed right here on the Largo campus. Degree options like registered nurse, accounting, psychology, mass communication, and business computer science can take an average of 2 years. Please advance to the next slide. Now we're going to talk about affording education. Affording education at Prince George's Community College is very convenient. As an in-county resident, you would only pay $107. Out-of-county residents only pay $202, and out-of-state residents pay $304. You will see a rough estimate of totals of a 2-year degree on this page. Financial aid helps you reduce or eliminate your out-of-pocket expenses. Please advance to the next slide. Again, my name is Shannon Turner, and please contact us for additional information or if you have any questions. My colleagues and I will be more than happy to assist you. Now we're going to bring Jason back in and ask Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Shannon.
Now, while we wait on a few questions from the audience, do you mind sharing with us why you chose to attend PGCC?
Absolutely. So coming out of high school, one of my main concerns was being able to afford college. Not coming from the wealthiest family and really not having much saved for college, I saw attending a 2-year institution and earning an associate's degree a way more affordable way to further my education. And learning about Prince George's Community College, I saw a variety of student organizations, one being the Diverse Male Student Initiatives Program, which is a organization dedicated to helping diverse male students at the college succeed academically. And I also became aware of several institutional scholarship opportunities at the college for diverse students such as myself that would help me to complete a degree and go on to complete my education at a four-year institution.
Awesome. Sounds like you were full and active on campus. Awesome. Let's see if you have any questions from the audience. Is there a deadline to apply to PGCC? There's not really a deadline to apply, but we always like to advise students to apply early. The sooner you apply, the faster you can get through your register for your classes. You can get your financial aid and everything taken care of. So it's easy to apply and just go ahead and apply early. That way you can go ahead and get your classes and stuff taken care of and choose them early. So there's no deadline, but just make sure you keep the deadlines for your financial aid, things like that. Those are very important, but you want to make sure you have those intact before you apply to the college. Do I complete my scholarship and financial aid applications before applying to PGC or after? You can complete them before or after, but I would recommend completing them before. That way, if your financial aid comes to the college, you'll have your application already on file and everything will be attached. And also if you apply for one of the scholarships, your student ID will be matched to your account, so they'll be able to verify those items. So I would say recommend applying to the college and then go ahead and apply for your financial aid and scholarships. Can I graduate early if I do school throughout the summer? It's a possibility to graduate early if you do school throughout the summer. So the classes in the summer are more advanced courses. So they're you have like a 10-week course opposed to a 16-week course. So, but you could graduate early if you took some courses in the summertime. So that, yes. Any more questions here? How early can I apply for a scholarship? You can apply for a scholarship I think as early as in your senior year. Maybe I want to do it in your junior year, but I would say beginning of your senior year, I would go ahead and apply for the scholarship. They'll talk more about scholarships in that later in the program. So if you want to hang around, they'll give you more information about the scholarship and when the best time to apply for them. What is the international student policy in relation to how they are considered for scholarships? Well, they're going to talk more about the policy for scholarships later in the program. So if you want to hold on, we'll get more information about that. I think that's the same question. Okay. Well, thank you. Now we'll turn it back over to Matt if there's not any more questions. Thank you, Jason.
And thank you very much, Shannon. We really, really appreciate it. Speaking of more presenters, Shannon gave you a really great eyewitness into what you're going to experience when you apply to PGCC, but then what? Lucky for us, we are joined by Miss Leslie Miller. She works in the Student Academic Planning and Career Readiness Office. She is going to talk to us about advising, enrollment, and a whole bunch of other things to make sure you can take the right classes at PGCC. Leslie, take it away.
Hi. Again, my name is Leslie Miller, and I represent the academic and career advisors within Student Academic Planning and Career Readiness. Advisors are available to help new, current, and returning students with registration, programs and degree plans, and other details. In order to know what courses you can take, we start with placement testing. Next slide, please. Placement test. In a response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Prince George's Community College has implemented remote placement procedures and policies until further notice. So we offer placement tests for math and English, and these are important to properly place you in classes. We also can review your SAT and ACT scores, your recent high school official transcript, and any transfer credits to determine if you are exempt from taking the placement test. For example, if your recent SAT or ACT scores are high enough, you may not have to take a placement test. Or if you recently graduated from high school, With a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher from a U.S. high school, you may not have to take a placement test. In addition, some AP classes where the College Board exam was taken can count as a transfer credit. These are things you can discuss with your advisor. Next slide, please. Our advisors can help you to clarify your academic and career goals, assist you with academic course selection, and interpret placement test scores, and provide information on transfer processes. We also provide information on general academic policies and procedures, and facilitate academic and career workshops. Advisors provide an overview of the registration process and go over payment options. Lastly, we can make referrals to supplemental resources. Academic and career advisors are assigned to students based on their academic and career pathway and are available by appointment. Next slide, please. You can make a virtual Zoom appointment with an advisor through Navigate. From the college's main webpage, you would click on Navigate and scroll down to Student Access. You can log in with your OwlLink username and password and click on Appointments. Once you do that, you can select what type of appointment you need and select the service you need, and then pick a day. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Next slide, please. Our hours of operation are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also reach us by email at advising@pgcc.edu. I can answer any of your questions at this time. And while we wait for questions, Danielle, I would like to know, how many times did you find yourself speaking with an advisor? And did you find your meetings helpful?
I would visit my advisors about once or twice a semester. I know in the beginning of my time at PGCC, I was really debating whether to be a psych major or to be a criminology major. And so having my advisors and professors, speaking to them, really helped me decide to go with the criminal justice major. So that definitely really helped. And my advisor also helped me obtain an internship at the state's attorney's office over the summer. So definitely helped a lot.
That's great. Let's see if we have any questions. Oh, we do. Can I still complete the FAFSA? Sure, you can complete the FAFSA. I think financial aid will be up to discuss a little bit more about the deadlines after myself. All right, the question is, I'm coming to PGCC to transfer credits back to my college. Do I need to send my college transcript still? So if you attended a college different than PGCC and you took college credits there, yes, you would have your transcript sent to us, and you can find that information on the website. We'll evaluate your credits and see what we can do. All right, so we have a student who is a resident of Washington, D.C., and currently still under the immigration procedures. Is she eligible for a scholarship? So that's a similar question that was asked earlier, where our scholarship team is going to talk just a little bit more about some things that will help you to know whether you qualify for a scholarship. So hopefully you stay tuned. Any other questions? Can I graduate early if I do school throughout the summer? If you do school throughout the summer, yes, and you are full-time, it is likely that you can graduate early. I would say to meet with your advisor and try to plan out your schedule and your course plan. That's the kind of things that we do as advisors. So we can help you to find out just about how early you can graduate. Should you connect with an advisor now, even though you start in the fall, or should you wait until you're closer to your date? I would start now. The summertime is a great time to get started. Fall registration has opened. So the sooner you talk with an advisor and find out what you need to take and what your path will look like, the better. All right, the question is, how does the process of dual to degree work? You're currently a high school senior taking dual enrollment at Prince George's Community College. So at a certain point, once you get near the end of your high school career, you're going to transition from dual enrollment to the more of a, full-time student. So you should have actually a dual to degree advisor, and they'll be able to work with you during that transition.
I would recommend for an earlier question on whether you should meet with your advisor now or later, I would also recommend looking at the PGCC catalog. You can find it on the PGCC website to kind of give you an idea of some of the classes you can take. In the catalog, it gives a description of some of the classes in a particular major. So I would highly recommend looking at that before heading to your advisor so you have specific questions to ask.
Any other questions? If not, I'll pass it back over.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Danielle. So our next guest presenter will review the process of completing the most important steps in applying for financial aid. I know you guys have had some questions about financial aid. So let's welcome Ms. Dawn Carter-McGee, who is a coordinator in the Student Financial Aid. Dawn.
Thank you, Kim. It's a pleasure to join you this evening to discuss financial aid with our prospective and new students. Again, my name is Dawn Carter-McGee. I am a coordinator in the Student Financial Office here at Prince George's Community College. So let's go ahead and get started. How you apply for financial assistance. The very first step is to create a FSA ID and password. You will need this information to electronically sign your FAFSA application. Once you have created an FSA ID, you can complete the FAFSA application by visiting fafsa.gov. The FAFSA application is available as early as October 1st every year. You may also download the My Student Aid app to complete the FAFSA on your mobile device. After you complete your FAFSA, your student aid report will be emailed to you. The student aid report offers a general summary of the information you provided, as well as funds a student may qualify for. Next slide, please. In order to be eligible to complete the FAFSA application, students must be a U.S. or eligible non-citizen, have a high school diploma or GED, not in default on a federal student loan, and be enrolled in an eligible degree program. And if you wish to borrow a student loan, you must be enrolled in at least 6 credit hours, and 6 credits would declare you a part-time student. Next slide, please. Once you have completed your FAFSA, we may ask for additional documents. In order to review the documents we have requested, you will need to log in to your iLink account and select financial information. Once the menu has expanded, select the required documents, and the list of required documents will be on your screen. Now that you know what documents are needed to be submitted, we will review how to submit those documents to our office. The most important step is to remember to include your name and your student ID number on each document. Attach them to an email to our office. And of course, we'll make sure you have our email address. It is finaid@pgcc.edu. After the verification requirements have been submitted and processed, the Students Financial Aid Award is posted to your student's PGCC account. Students can review their awards through the My PGCC portal. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So we had a couple students inquire about how to seek financial assistance based upon citizenship status. So for Maryland students that are not eligible to complete the FAFSA application, you may qualify to come to the State of the Maryland Financial Aid application, often referred to as the MISFA, and that's MSFAA. The MISFA is specifically for non-document students that wish to apply for state financial aid. Students will first need to create an account within the Maryland Higher Education Commission MD-CAPS application system. Once your account has been created, you should complete the MISFA application for undocumented students. The system will take you through the eligibility wizard to determine if you qualify to complete the MISFA application. The Maryland Higher Education Commission, or its nickname is MHEC, will inform students of your eligibility directly. Next slide, please. Last, our contact information and virtual office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Friday, 12 noon to 5 p.m. And again, we can be reached by email, and our email is finaid@pgcc.edu. Now is your opportunity to ask questions in the chat, and we will answer them live. And as we wait to receive questions, I have a question for Jason. Jason, in your opinion, was navigating student self-service to review your financial aid packet pretty simple?
Yes, in my experience, using the self-service system was very simple and convenient. I am a member of Gen Z, so I'm pretty familiar with online spaces. However, even for those that may not be as technologically savvy, the system is very organized. At the click of a button, I was able to download financial forms such as my financial aid report. I could see a visual breakdown of the type of financial aid I was awarded. I could even see how much I owed or how much I would be receiving a refund for.
Okay, thank you so much for answering that question. We have a new question here. Can I still complete the FAFSA? Absolutely. And so I will go ahead and just clarify the concern about missing deadlines, because we've had that question before tonight too. The FAFSA is active for the active year dated. So for example, 21-22's FAFSA is active for the fall of 2001, starting of course August, and concluding June 30th of 2022. So if a student is interested and in need of funds for that academic year, you are encouraged to apply. To ensure that you get through the process with little to no sweat, we strongly encourage early application. So if you know you would like to start school August 21, go ahead and take care of it now, so that if you do have to submit documentations for verification, you can do so early so that you are awarded and not have to be sweating about how you're going to pay for school come August. All right, my name is Patricia. I have a bachelor's degree from All right, so thank you so much, Patricia, and we welcome you from being outside of the United States, and we thank you for joining us tonight. So clarification, financial aid offers more than one type of aid. There are opportunities for grants, loans, and federal work study. So, and of course, scholarships. And so in particular, I would like to spend a little time talking about the Pell Grant. The Pell Grant is a grant that is for students who do not have their bachelor's degree yet. Once a student has earned a bachelor's degree, even if it's from another country, they are no longer eligible for a Pell Grant. But there are other aids that you could qualify for. How do we get in contact with a financial aid advisor? Great question. So through the Navigate system, appointments can be made to speak with someone virtually. Again, our email address is finaid@pgcc.edu. We do accept your emails and we do respond. And so either way, whichever you choose, be it a virtual appointment or an email address, we welcome your inquiry. When will we get our financial aid award packet? Now, Thomas, that question probably really requires a specific review of a specific student's account. It depends where the student is in the pipeline. So for example, when a student completes the FAFSA, it takes 3 business days for that information to reach the college. Then once we receive it, if you are flagged for verification, you'll have to submit the required documents. They'll have to be processed before you are awarded. So if you specifically are concerned about your packet, I would personally encourage that you send an email to finaid@pgcc.edu so that someone can actually look at your specific file to assist you. How do I know if I qualify for grant or scholarship? Okay, when you complete the FAFSA, you receive a report called the SARS report. It's like a confirmation message that's emailed to the email that you have on file connected to your FAFSA. In that report, it offers you a general summary and also gives you an idea of eligibility. All right. Are there any other questions? If there are any other questions, I will turn it over to the next presenter. Thank you.
All right, so I want to thank all of our presenters so far for sharing very important information about the college. We learned a little bit about the enrollment steps. We heard about, meeting with our advisors, and then some very important financial aid information. All very important information when attending any college, not just PGCC. But now let's get to the money. The scholarship information, which you all, I'm sure, are ready to hear about. So again, my name is Kiera Gardner, and I am one of the coordinators of the Special Scholarships Program. So before I, start my presentation, I'm going to do another check-in to see, just more information about who's on our live stream today. So if you could just type in the chat, I want to see if there are any middle school students, high school students. Do we have any adult learner who's already in the workforce and thinking about returning to college because they want to change their career, or they just want to add another certificate or degree in the belt? If you could just type in the chat and just give us some more insight of who's on the call, that would be awesome. And your responses are going to show up on the screen any minute now. So again, if you're a high school student, a transfer student, so we have Radia, who's a high school student. Welcome. Thomas, who's a high school senior. Welcome, Thomas. Alora, she was homeschooled and graduated in 2016. Okay, welcome, Alora. All right, so we have some high school students and homeschool students, another high school students. I love it. That means you guys are on it. You all are ready to find some money for college after graduation. That's amazing. All right, another senior at High Point High. This is awesome. A lot of high school seniors. Gwen Park, T. Simpson. Welcome. So I believe a question earlier on was when should you start applying for scholarships? And the answer is now. There are some scholarship opportunities where middle school students can apply, and there are a ton of scholarship opportunities where high school students can apply. So you are at the right place at the right time learning about scholarship information so that you can be debt-free and attend PGCC and not have to worry about your tuition and fees. All right, so the next slide I want to get into is kind of talk about why should you apply for scholarships. Now, there are a ton of reasons of why you should apply for scholarships, but I'm going to share just 4 with you. The first reason you should apply for a scholarship is to decrease financial barriers to educational attainment. By obtaining a scholarship, money for college, that's just one less thing you have to worry about. If you don't have to worry about how your tuition is going to be paid, that means you can focus on your classes. You can focus on, earning that 4.0 GPA, because that's what we all want to strive for, 4.0. So if money is, one less thing on your plate that you have to worry about, then let's grab these scholarships and, not have to worry about that. We are going to focus on our classes, graduation, and transfer or entering the workforce. The next reason you should apply for a scholarship is to participate in college and community engagement. So yes, college is about, attending classes, earning your degree, but PGCC, like so many other colleges and universities, offers so much more. Most scholarships at PGCC offers a programming component where students will have opportunities to participate along with other scholarship recipients in events such as networking events, community service, off-campus trips. Students in our program have the opportunity to become a student leader, and they, work alongside staff to plan events and, host events. A little bit of everything, but participation and engagement at the college is a great way to really get that college feel, to meet new people, people in your program, build relationships with the college staff, build new friendships, get the opportunity for internships. But when you receive a scholarship at PGCC, those opportunities will be available to you. Now, the next reason why you should apply for a scholarship is to receive ongoing support as you matriculate through college. So another reason to apply is that PGCC, we have a special scholarships program office. And here we have staff dedicated, to students who receive scholarships, and not just scholarships, because we work with other students as well, but we provide dedicated support to students in the scholarship program. We do one-on-one sessions where we could talk about, obstacles you may be facing. We may be able to provide resources to you if you're, maybe struggling in one of your classes. We have scholarship advisors. So Ms. Leslie Miller was here earlier and spoke to you all about the advising office. Well, we have advisors in the advising office who are for our scholarship students. And those advisors, help our students stay on track, make sure they're taking the courses that they need, just helping them get to that finish line to graduation. So in addition to the scholarship staff and scholarship advisors, you have the support of the college faculty and staff as well, who want to see all students, not just scholarship students, succeed and again reach that finish line to graduation. And finally, you want to apply for a scholarship because you just might get it. All right. So there's no harm in applying for a scholarship, and you may not get it, and that's okay. But you might just get it. So the only way that you won't get it is if you don't apply. Don't hurt your chances of receiving free money, because there is a ton of free money. We don't want to leave money on the table. So we want to apply to as many scholarships that we can as often as we can. So you want to apply because you just might get it. All right. So Prince George's Community College offers over 50 scholarships. Okay. Over 50. That's a lot. So, once you decide that you want to attend PGCC, the first thing that you'll want to do when looking for scholarships is to visit our scholarship page on the college's website, which is on the screen, www.pgcc.edu/go/scholarship. All right. So here you'll find information about our foundation and institutional scholarships. You'll find out information about, a little bit about what the scholarship is, who it's from, important deadlines, how much money is awarded, and how to actually apply. Most of our scholarship applications can be found on our Academic Works page. And to further explain, what Academic Works is and how to apply, I'm going to ask Jen Evoy from the college's foundation to join us and share more information. Hi, Jen. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Hope everyone's doing well.
All right. So we're going to talk about academic works. We're going to move to the next slide. And Jen is going to share some important information.
Yeah, so you'll see the link at the bottom of your screen, which you can also access through the scholarship page that Kiera just talked about. So once you're ready to start applying for scholarships, you want to come to this platform. You'll log in with your OWL credentials, and you'll complete what we call a general application. Once you complete the general application with some basic information, you'll be matched with many of the scholarships you're eligible for based on criteria such as your GPA, your enrollment status, whether you're full-time, part-time, or which pathway you choose to follow, whether it be nursing or business. And then there are some scholarships that have additional requirements, such as an essay. There's a lot of groups that just want more information about you as the student and want to see what impact you will have on the community. So those you'll see those opportunities available once you complete your general application. And then if you ever need additional help with that, we do have a writing center that can help you with those essays. So right now for fall 2021, the scholarship applications are open. There are a lot of opportunities on there for you to check out. All of the criteria for those scholarships are listed on there. And then we're asking everyone for best consideration to apply by May 15th. After that time, we'll start reviewing all of the applications so that we can start awarding those. And we will keep opportunities open as long as there are still funds available to award. So you just want to check out that page. You log in with your OWL credentials, fill out the general application form. You'll automatically be matched to a lot of opportunities you may qualify for, and then you can check out additional opportunities there as well. And then we also, sorry, I wanted to highlight.
No, because I heard you say something and you said that you'll be automatically matched to scholarships. And that was, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of our scholarships, the criteria may be a 2.5 GPA or it may be higher. So what the system does is once you complete that application, it'll say, well, you have this GPA, it'll match you with this scholarship automatically. So there's not multiple applications you need to fill out. Once you fill out the general application, it'll match you with what you're qualified for already. And then in addition to that, there are some that have an essay requirement. So all you need to do is just click on that opportunity and just complete the essay and submit it as well. And then I also wanted to highlight there are some additional external opportunities that are listed on there where we have found other foundations and groups that offer, nationwide scholarships, that we have that information there as well, where you can click directly on the link and it takes you to that information. So there is ways to get funding outside of the college, but the direct link here is just to go to that academic works page and then, just look around and see what you may qualify for.
That's amazing. Thank you. So one general application, automatic matches from the system. That another reason to attend PGCC and apply, because you might just get it. The system is going to do most of the work for you. Thank you. All right, Jen. So if you could just stick around, we're going to move on to the next slide, but stick around. All right. So during the check-in, I know that there are a lot of high school students, seniors on the call, or recent graduates. So there are scholarships specifically for recent high school graduates. So if you are one of those high school seniors, this information is for you. All right, so the first scholarship opportunity is the Board of Trustees Scholarship. So this scholarship covers up to $2,650. And if you were paying attention to Ms. Shannon's presentation, you know that tuition, a full-time tuition at PGCC is just under $2,000. So this scholarship covers up to $2,650, which is more than what you need. And you can earn the scholarship for up to 2 years. All right. So this scholarship is for current, high school graduates. So again, high school seniors, recent graduates, this scholarship may be for you. There is some eligibility requirements. You do have to have a certain GPA. You do have to, submit and essay, things like that. But all of this information can be found on the scholarships webpage, which I provided a couple slides back. The next scholarship that recent high school graduates may be eligible for is the Apartments and Office Building Association Scholarship, also known as AOBA. Couldn't fit all of that in a little box, but this scholarship awards students $1,500 per semester over the course of 2 years, as long as you maintain eligibility. So students who've graduated from high school within the last 3 years, so if you are a 2021 graduate, 2020 graduate, 2019 graduate, you're eligible to apply for the scholarship. And again, just like the Board of Trustees scholarship, there is a certain GPA requirement. It does ask for additional information such as letter of recommendations. But again, all of this information can be found on our scholarships page and academic works. And then lastly, the dual to degree scholarship. So if you are a current dual enrollment student or concurrent enrollment student, you may be eligible for the dual to degree tuition grant. All right, so students who transition from dual or concurrent enrollment and attend PGCC, you can receive 50% off your tuition for 2 years, as long as you maintain eligibility. So 50% is a lot. I think it's a lot. So, but if you are a current dual enrollment student or concurrent enrollment student, please ask about more information for the dual to degree. If you are in a PGCPS high school, you should have a coast coordinator assigned to your school, and you can, reach out to one of the coast coordinators to ask for more information about the dual to degree program. Now, if we happen to have any, middle school students or high school freshmen in PG County, reach out to the coast coordinator as well to find out more information on how to become a dual enrollment student so that you can ultimately transition to dual to degree. But these are just 3 scholarship opportunities specifically for recent high school graduates. Again, more information about the scholarship and application process can be found on the scholarships webpage. All right. Now, there's another scholarship opportunity specifically for recent high school graduates, and that's the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, okay? Next slide. So this scholarship is for graduates of PGCPS within the last 2 years. So if you are a current high school senior or you graduated in 2020, as long as you are a first-time college student, you may be eligible to receive the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. All right, so in order to be considered for this scholarship, you must have a FAFSA on file. So unfortunately, if you are unable to submit a FAFSA, you cannot be considered for this scholarship, but there's something for you, so stay tuned. You must also be a resident of Prince George's County. You must be pursuing either an associate's degree or a licensure or certificate. And if awarded, you can receive up to $2,335 per semester for up to 3 years, as long as you maintain eligibility. Now, most of you may know that most associate's degree programs are 2-year programs, but life happens. So we allow students an extra year with this scholarship if needed, as long as they maintain eligibility, okay? So more information about this scholarship can be found on the college's webpage at www.pgcc.edu/go/promise scholarship, okay? And this is for graduates of PGCPS within the last 2 years. Now, if you are not a PGCPS graduate, or you are, but you graduated, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, this next scholarship may be for you. And that is the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship. Next slide, please. So this sounds just like the Prince George's County I'm sorry. Oh, I'm out of order. Jen, if you can please talk to us about the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund, also known as GEAR, then we'll get into the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship. You're muted.
Sorry, we're all over the place. So the GEAR Fund was established by the Governor of Maryland to help Maryland residents who have been impacted by COVID enroll in workforce training classes. So these are classes that do not go towards a degree. They're just, or they could be used, but they're specifically set up for business classes to help to distribute funding to eligible students, which should be distributed by the end of the year. And it primarily helps with workforce training classes. So course concentrations include business and entrepreneurship, transportation, childcare certifications, healthcare, construction skilled trades, computers and information technology, and hospitality. So if you go to the website on the screen here, it's just simply pgcc.edu/GEAR. You can see a list of all the courses that are covered that you can receive funding for, and you don't need to use these. You don't need to be enrolled in a degree program. They can be used just getting back out into the workforce, or if you've decided to change careers and have been impacted by COVID, this is funding that's specifically available for you that we've received from the state of Maryland. So you want to apply for these as soon as possible because it's first come, first serve. And then we will only have funding until the end of the year unless it's renewed. And you can find more information on the website, and you also apply online through the Academic Works webpage, but the links are all on that page with more information. There's a complete list of all the courses that are covered with that funding as well.
Okay, so that's a great opportunity. So again, if you aren't a recent high school graduate, or if you are, but you were impacted by, the COVID-19 pandemic, this scholarship opportunity may be for you. I just want to put emphasis on the application deadlines. If you are planning to enroll for the summer semester, June is right around the corner, but you have a little bit of time for the fall 2021 semester. But great information. Please visit the website for additional information and to actually apply. Now we're going to move on to the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship. I was ahead of myself before. So very similar to the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship is for any Maryland high school graduate or GED recipient. Now, so before I mentioned that you must have graduated from a PGCPS high school within the last 3 years. Well, as long as you graduated in the state of Maryland, whether it's 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you could be eligible to receive the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship. The great thing about this is that you may also be a GED recipient. So if you are participated in an adult education program and earned your Maryland GED, this scholarship may be for you. So in other eligibility requirements is that you must be eligible for in-state tuition. So you must be a Maryland resident. You must have either a FAFSA or a MISFA on file by March 1st. There is a income requirement. So for single household incomes, you should make no more than $100,000. And for two income household, no more than $150,000. All right. And you must also be pursuing either an associate's degree or a licensure or certification for the first time. Now, if you are familiar with the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship, you've heard about it before. You may have heard that there was a service obligation. So students who received the scholarship were required to work in the state of Maryland at one point. Well, that's not an obligation anymore. That is no longer a requirement. And they removed the age requirement. So again, you can have graduated X amount of years ago, as long as it was from a Maryland high school. So that's private, homeschool, public school, or a GED recipient, you may be eligible for this scholarship. Now, unfortunately, the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship has a hard deadline by March 1st. So if you don't have your FAFSA or your MISFA already completed, then unfortunately you will not be considered for the scholarship. But once the FAFSA reopens for the following academic year, as long as you submit it by March 1st, and that's the FAFSA or the MISFA, you'll be considered for the scholarship for fall 2022. All right, so the deadline has passed for this upcoming fall semester, but the following fall semester, make sure you have that FAFSA or MISFA on file. Okay, and you'll visit mhec.state.md.us for more information about the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship. And when you visit the MHEC webpage, you'll also see information about other scholarship opportunities and grant opportunities. All right, so this is for our not so recent high school graduates. All right. Okay, so the next slide, we are going to talk about the Envision Success Scholarship. So the Envision Success Scholarship umbrella has 3 different scholarship opportunities. The first opportunity is for private and homeschool. I do know we had one homeschool student, make a comment to the chat. So this scholarship may be for you. If you were participating in an adult education program and earned your, Maryland high school diploma or GED, the scholarship could be for you. Or if you participated in one of the approved WDCE programs at PGCC and you're now ready to transition to a credit program, this scholarship may be for you. So unlike the previous scholarships I mentioned, this scholarship is actually only for 1 year. But it's still a great opportunity because you can be either full-time or part-time. So enrolled in as little as 6 credits. Or and if awarded, you'll receive up to $2,335 per semester, which we all know is more than the cost of full-time enrollment at PGCC. So more information about this scholarship and how to apply is found on our scholarships webpage. So again, if you're a private or homeschool student, you participated in an adult education program, or you're transitioning from a workforce development and continuing education course program, this scholarship is for you. All right. And we can move on to the next slide. All right, so I gave you some information about different scholarship opportunities that PGCC offers. Some are actual paper applications, some are electronic applications. But however you submit it, I'm sure you want to know, how can you increase your chance of receiving a scholarship? All right, so the first tip I want to share with you all is to carefully read all requirements. A lot of students are not considered for scholarships because they submitted an incomplete application. They didn't read everything that was required, so they didn't include their transcripts, they didn't include a letter of recommendation, they didn't include an essay, all because they didn't read what was required. So any scholarship you come across, you want to read it thoroughly and make sure you submit any items requested. All right. The next thing you want to do is know your deadline. Another reason students don't receive scholarships is because they submitted their application too late. If the scholarship is due, May 3rd, don't submit it May 4th at 12:01 a.m. You're a minute over, but it's now a new day. All right, so you want to know your deadline. Give yourself enough time to collect your required documents, enough time to submit it on time. It might be that day where your computer, the internet went out, so you can't submit it. You never know, but you want to know your deadline and give yourself enough time to submit your application by the requested date. All right. The next thing you want to do is check your application for errors. A lot of students, unfortunately, they may type in their phone number wrong. So the scholarship committee isn't able to call them. They may type in their email address wrong. So now we can't email you to tell you, hey, we want to give you this money, so you want to check your application, make sure you type your contact information correctly. You want to make sure you are using, proper grammar, because most of the time the scholarship committee reviewing your application, they may not know you. They only know what you put on your paper, all right? So your application is a reflection of you. So you want to make sure your application is clear of errors. Contact information is what it should be. And let the scholarship committee know that you're serious about, receiving this scholarship, all right? The next thing you want to do is complete your FAFSA. And if you can't complete your FAFSA, so make sure your MISFA, all right? So some scholarships do require students to have a FAFSA or MISFA on file, all right? So even if you are only eligible for loans, you still want to have that on file. You are not obligated to accept any loans that's offered to you, but the scholarship committee just may need that on file, okay? Because your financial information may determine your eligibility to receive a scholarship. Next, Google is your friend. Google, Bing, Yahoo search, any search engine you use, that's your friend. Go to Google, type in scholarship opportunities in Maryland, scholarship opportunities for high school students, scholarship opportunities for transfer students, and a ton of results are going to come up, all right? Use your best judgment to see, what scholarship sites look a little janky. If you have a question about if this scholarship site is legit, you're always welcome to contact the Special Scholarships Office so we can kind of help you navigate the website. But use Google. There are millions of scholarship opportunities available to you. And again, apply, because you should apply for the scholarship because you just might get it. And my final tip is to keep applying, all right? The more you apply, the more you increase your chance of receiving money, okay? There are plenty of other tips out there, but these are the tips that I want to leave with you all today, all right? And my next slide and final slide with you all is you've applied for a scholarship, now what? All right, so that waiting time, but after applying for your scholarship, and it can seem like forever waiting to see if you're going to be awarded the scholarship, okay? But there are things you can do while you wait. All right, so the first thing, you should still meet with your advisor and enroll in your courses. All right, you don't want to wait until the last minute and lose your seat in the class that you really need, all right, for your program. So although the money may not be there, you should still enroll in your classes. And if necessary, you can set up a payment plan. And if you're awarded a scholarship, you can figure that out later. But enroll in your courses, okay? The next thing you want to do is check your email regularly if you don't already. Oftentimes, you'll be notified via email about your application status, about whether you're missing information or even if you're awarded. So you definitely want to check your email regularly if you're not doing so already. All right. And lastly, if you have the scholarship provider's contact information, it will be a kind gesture to send a thank you note, thank you for the opportunity to apply for the scholarship. And in that thank you note, you can politely ask for an update regarding your scholarship, okay? Follow up when you can. All right, so those are just tips that you can do while you wait to hear if you receive your scholarship. And the Special Scholarships Office is always available to help you along your journey, okay? So on this next slide is our contact information, along with the contact information of our other guest presenters. And I'm going to ask them to come back on the screen. And we'll take just a few minutes to take any questions from the audience that you may not have been able to ask earlier. Now is your chance. And if you can't think of your question now, our email addresses are on the screen. You can always send us an email. And don't forget, we have some alumni here that you can ask questions to as well. And we'll wait to see if anything pops up.
As we wait, I would love to address something that Kira said earlier of how you should really apply to scholarships because odds are you will most likely get it. Don't be discouraged about the amount that it says on the scholarship, whether it's 200, whether it's 100. Scholarships vary, but you can accumulate them. So you can have a 200 one, but have 4 200s. And so definitely you can use that money towards your books, your supplies, depending on the conditions of your scholarship. So I would highly recommend, both being at Prince George's Community College and the University of Maryland, my tuition has been paid for scholarships. So I would highly recommend that.
Thank you for that. All right, so we have a question from Maya Dene who asks, I would like to become a civil engineer. Can I have some information on what classes to take? This may be a tag team between Shannon and Leslie. Maybe start with Leslie, maybe?
Sure. And I'll throw it back to Shannon as needed, which will probably be likely. It's likely that you probably will be majoring in what we have is called engineering. Or you may do a general studies. What I would suggest is that you actually meet with an advisor, because if you have plans to attend a certain school, they may have certain prerequisites they want you to complete, and we can work on you doing that. We don't actually have a civil engineering program at Prince George's Community College. We do have an engineering one, and the goal of it is to prepare you for those specialized programs. So my suggestion would be to meet with an advisor, even meet with someone within recruitment so they can explain what some of those programs are about.
Our information is provided for you, so you can definitely reach out to recruitment. We'll definitely be able to help you with some of those information you're looking for. Thank you, Leslie.
All right, our next question from Alora says, are there good scholarships for single mothers? I'm going to ask Kim to chime in on this question. I think you're muted.
I am muted. I apologize. But there are scholarships for single moms. I actually saw your question. I was trying to look up the specific one that I know is local to the DMV area. If you email scholarships at pgcc.edu, I can get you that scholarship information. Oh, yes, thank you. It is Generation Hope. That is a scholarship that is local to the DMV area for single moms. So definitely Google that, look that one up to see if you meet the qualification requirements for it.
Thank you for that. All right, another question, is the placement test a criteria as to qualify for any of the scholarship offers already discussed? So that's a great question. I'll try to answer this, and Leslie, correct me if I'm wrong with anything. Some scholarships, such as the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, does require students to either have a 3.0 or higher high school GPA. We consider SAT or ACT scores. And if those scores aren't at the required number, then we do request students to take the placement test, in which they will have to demonstrate college readiness. So there are a few other scholarships, like the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, that we do have to determine if students are college ready, and that's determined by placement test scores. Am I on point with that, Leslie?
You are absolutely correct.
All right. Thank you for that question. Our next question is, how does the MTAP and the transfer process work? Okay.
Sure. What I would suggest is to have a conversation. We actually have transfer advisors who work specifically with that MTAP program and could guide you in the correct path as far as actually when to apply, when you'd be able to start taking classes. The MTAP program is basically a program where you're taking some of your classes at Prince George's and some of your classes either at University of Maryland. It could be, I I think we have a Morgan State partnership as well. But the best bet would be to get in touch with the transfer advisors, and you can actually email advising@pgcc.edu to be able to get in touch with them and learn how to make an appointment specifically with them. And they can go over your specific needs as far as that process.
Yeah, I was also a student in the MTAP program. That's one of the reasons how I got into the University of Maryland. So I definitely recommend talking to the advisors and seeing if it works for you. If I'm not mistaken, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, don't quote me. You can you have the option of taking classes at this particular college, or it's not a requirement from when I was there.
Yeah, so it depends on what works best for you. So that's the conversation that you're going to end up having with the transfer advisor.
But it does look great on your application if you're part of this program.
Okay, our next question. If we transfer to a different college from PGCC, will our scholarships transfer with us? Great question, Naya. So unfortunately, no. So foundation and institutional scholarships are for students who attend PGCC. So you will not be able to transfer those scholarships to your next college or university. There are some programs such as the Southern Management Leadership Scholarship Program that Danielle mentioned earlier, where if you maintain, eligibility while at PGCC, you can receive a tuition discount at the University of Maryland. So there are some scholarships that kind of has a transfer component, but foundation and institutional scholarships are for PGCC students only. But once you do transfer, I do encourage you to reach out to your transfer institution. That college more than likely has a scholarship office or web page that offers scholarships specifically for transfer students. My next question is, are we still taking online classes because of COVID, or will we be in classrooms? I'm super new to public schools. I've been homeschooled all my life. I'm actually going to ask Shannon to answer this question. Unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Actually, we offer 3 types of classes online. We have hybrid classes, remote classes, and online classes. So you'll have opportunity to take some hybrid classes. If you want to do lab courses, you can take those courses on your hybrid courses. And the remote courses lets you learn in real time. The classes meet on designated days and times, and you'll have a live faculty via conference, and you'll be able to see your classes things. And the hybrid, they meet online, in person. They have lab courses, and you have your online courses. And those courses, they meet no designated times or days, but you will have to meet the requirements. Meet the deadlines for your testing and things like that. So you'll have opportunity, if you have any lab courses at this time, to come on campus. And then hopefully in the fall, we can transition back fully on campus. Not fully, but transition, trying to get students back on the campus. So we want to have you back too. So.
All right, I want to take one more question from the audience. A little out of scholarship, how long does it take a student to get enrolled into a specific program? For example, I'm gearing towards an associate's degree in nursing. We all know who this question is for.
All right, no problem. The nursing program is a competitive one at our college. What would happen is you would start within the general studies health sciences major. It would be kind of considered like a pre-nursing major. So all of our allied health students who are trying to get into a specific program would start within general studies health sciences. And then what would happen is you would take those particular classes that would prepare you to enter that specific program. So for you, it will be nursing. So there may be certain things that you'll take, anatomy, physiology, things like that. How long it will take will depend on you. I've seen some students do it relatively quickly. It just depends on where you start. Once you take your placement test, how soon you're able to start into your math, into your sciences. So it will depend on you, but that's something that you can talk to your advisor about, and you guys can actually plan out, and you can actually see for your particular case, how soon you may be able to petition to get into that program.
Thank you for that. All right. Kim.
Yes, so that was a lot of great information. So let's recap. Today, you learned the steps to enrollment, how to schedule with an advisor and pick your courses, the importance of student financial aid, and about all the numerous scholarship opportunities available at the college. I encourage you to take action now to set yourself up for a successful start to your college experience. For more information about applying for scholarships at Prince George's Community College, visit us on the web at www.pgcc.edu/go/scholarship. Also, email us at scholarships@pgcc.edu with any questions you may have.
I want to thank again our guest presenters from the Office of Recruitment and Admission, the Office of Student Academic Planning and Career Readiness, and the Student Financial Aid Office for joining us today. I also want to thank our PGCC alumni, Jason and Danielle, for joining us today. I'm so happy to hear about their journey post-PGCC, new graduation dates. That's amazing. But I want to give a big shout out to PGCC TV for helping us pull this event together to share this great information with you all. We couldn't have done it without you all. Special thanks to Marshall and Mimi from PGCC TV. But most of all, I want to thank you all, our guests, for joining us this evening. This Monday evening is late in the day, but you're here and we really appreciate that. So as mentioned before, for staying until the end of the event, you are going to get the chance to win a $50 gift card. We just ask that you complete our event evaluation to enter a chance to win a $50 gift card. And it is to the PGCC bookstore, so you can apply this to book purchases, PGCC swag, a new t-shirt, or a ton of other items, because the bookstore sells a bunch of items. To complete our event evaluation, please visit the link in the description. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, there will only be a few winners, so make sure you do it as soon as possible. Don't forget. Again, my name is Kiera Gardner. This is Kim Johnson and Matt Kuzo. We are the Special Scholarships Program Team. Oh, one more thing. I want to give a shout out to the COAST coordinators in the chat from Recruitment and Admissions. I know there's some more advisors, so shout out to the PGCC staff that joined us. I almost forgot. But thank you all. Reach out to any of our departments for any additional information, and enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Bye.
When life changes, your goals don't have to. Register now for classes at Prince George's Community College. Learn something new, change your career. We're here for you. PGCC offers hundreds of online courses to fit your schedule. Earn credits toward a degree. Upgrade your job skills to increase your income. Full tuition and scholarships available. We're here for you. Register at pgcc.edu/now.